Right, so we stayed in here in Foy for an extra night. The reason we stayed 2 nights is because if we only stayed the one, the winds were still coming from the east, and we need to go the Plymouth or Dartmouth, which is to the east from where we are on the English Channel. So we checked the weather, and it said that the day after, which is today, there's winds coming from the south, so it would have been perfect for us to carry on along the south coast. So we decided to stay here. Lovely place, quite quiet, just before the start of the season, and it was perfect. So we spent a couple of days here, and I went to leave this morning, and we'd only started the engine up, water was coming out, kept checking it, let it warm up for 20 minutes before we set off. Kept checking the water coming out the back. I was quite nervous about that, and the water was coming out the whole time. And then just as we were setting off, we were probably half a mile away from the pontoon that we spent last night on. All of a sudden, just heard a massive clunk, loud clunk. So we heard the engine revs just wearing down. It just like, and then as it got quite low, it just went a massive clunk noise. Both of us were up top. I thought, oh no, what was that? So come down here, had a little look, couldn't see anything obvious. So went back up, tried to start the engine again, no joy. So we're lucky enough we were in an area where I could drop the anchor straight away, because it's quite protected, Foy Harbour, with all the hills around us. There was zero wind in here, so it weren't even like we could pop the sails up and sail out. So I dropped the anchor straight away, and then somebody came over to us, asked us if we were all right, and that we explained the situation. So they towed us back to the small pontoon that we spent the night on. So investigating this today, I can't find any problems. My knowledge of engines is not too much, so obviously that's gonna improve a lot more over the next couple of years by living on a boat, doing constant maintenance. We were only thinking, and I think it was the last video or the video before, is it worth getting a new engine at some point, which it looks like we possibly could be. So what we're going to do is going to go see if we can find an engineer, and then see if they can have a look for us, because at the minute I can't find any problems at all with it. I've checked absolutely everything, and see if we can figure something out. Right, it's been 2 days. We got hold of a local engineer. He was a little bit busy at the time doing other jobs, but told us he'd be out within the next few days. So he's just been, and some really bad news for us. So we've just sat and waited on the pontoon, tried to do a bit of fishing and stuff like that, a couple of other boat jobs, and it's been quite nice here, so that part of it hasn't been too bad. Engineer came today, and he gave me quite a lot of information, but it was a bit of information overload, as he was talking about parts I didn't know, and I forgot a lot of the information given. But he said he opened it up and he found a large amount of parts of metal inside. So he said the boat needs to be lifted out of the water and the engine will have to come out the boat. But at the same time as last night at 8 o'clock, Boris Johnson put the country on lockdown. So phoning around this morning, the boatyard, to see if we can get lifted out before everything goes shut down, and every boatyard around here is closed from this morning. So I think we're going to have to sit here for a while. As soon as lockdown finishes and people can go back to work, we'll be able to lift out the water, and he'll be able to take the engine out. We'll have to get the engine out in the boatyard, easy enough. We're going to send down to his work yard, and you can see what the problem is. But I'm just thinking, should we just bite the bullet at this point? We were only speaking about it a couple of weeks ago, and getting a new engine now, because if you think about it, this one is from I think it's 1987. It's an old engine. I know people say they're quite reliable if you maintain them quite a lot, but I've always said, I think before we go cruising around the world after I leave the Navy, is we'll get a new engine before that. So it might be worth just biting the bullet now and getting the new engine. So what engines would people suggest? I think I'm going towards Beta at the minute. I've read an awful lot about them, and I like the idea. With us being a 43-foot boat, what Beta would you get? is there anybody who's got a Beneteau First who watches the channel, and what engines have you got in there, how fast it pushes, stuff like that. So not too sure what we're going to do. Going to do a little bit more research on the internet over the next couple of weeks, or next couple of months, depending how long this lasts. But we're just going to have to wait and see. So we better get ourselves comfy. But the good thing is, with the harbour master popped over this morning just after the engineers came out, and we explained the situation to him, and he said because we're going to be here for a while, he's stuck us down a little bit further down the river in an absolutely amazing spot. I think it's a resident's berth, but because they're out the water at the minute, he's put us on their berth. Lovely little spot. It's quite quiet, nobody at all about. So this isolation thing, I don't know how much it's going to be, how long it's going to be. It's a perfect spot for us. Lovely scenery around. Jennings happy as well because there's constant swans swimming past. So yeah, we'll keep you updated, and I think we're just going to carry on doing boat jobs while we're in isolation here, because there is an awful lot of them to do on here. Yeah, country's on lockdown, and running out of bread, but Jen still needs to feed the swans.
Hungry?
What do you say?
You're hungry? You can steal a piece of bread for them.
That is true.
Lovely.
So this morning, this really old style water pump has given up on us. So taking it apart, couldn't find the problem. So what I've had to do is go online and see if I can find a new one, which is making quite a big problem with us being in lockdown at the minute. Looking around the internet at different channelers, we found that most of them were closed. We found this one from Park called TMS Channelers, or TMS Marine. I'll stick the link in the comments below. Absolutely brilliant. Standard price online, and then delivered them for us. So yeah, he just brought it down to the harbour master's pontoon, popped over there in a tender, and it was just sitting there. He was waiting at the top for me, so we still kept our social distance. So brilliant. Thank you very much, mate. So I've just wired the pump in. The pump came with a couple of different connections. What I've done here is push them through there, and that should just go straight in there and clip it. So fitting a pump wasn't as simple as I thought it was going to be. What I did do is disconnect the old 12 volts, put that in there. That was quite simple. Well, you can see these white tubings. That's the connection that went into the old pump, which didn't fit into this new style pump. So ends up sticking just a bit of hose on the ends, which then fitted perfectly into the connections that went in there. So all good. Got a tiny little drip at the minute underneath here, which we're going to stick another Jubilee clip in and then secure this down. But job well done. So big test now. Brilliant. So a lot more pressure than we did on the last one as well. So it was actually a good upgrade. It's an awful lot quieter as well. So everyone says bad luck comes in threes. Well, first one was the engine, about 5 days ago. Yesterday we had the water pump go, and today my mobile phone's given. It's a brand new one as well. I've got a Samsung S10, and it's probably 4 months old, and so a little bit gutted. Rang Vodafone on Jen's phone, and they can swap it for me, but they can only swap it to and delivered it to my home address. With us moving out to our Cornwall address, guess who forgot to change the address with Vodafone? So I've changed my address now to my parents' house, but the only place they can do the swap is now my parents' house. I explained the situation that we live on a boat, and it's the only thing I can do is go to a Vodafone shop. At the minute, the only one that's still open is 20 miles away from here. So I'm a little bit stuck on that with not much transport being around here. It's been in fowey. So not too sure what I'm going to do, but broken phone. Fingers crossed I can try and sort it out. But he said if I start opening it up or anything like that, I'll void the warranty. So it's going to be a problem. Lockdown. It's going to be a proper lockdown without any mobile phone and social media. And I do love my social media, so I think I'm just going to have to watch Jen on her phone, or she can sing to me.
I'll sing to you.
Sing me a song now.
I can't think why you put me on the spot.
Go on.
Oh, I know. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. So don't take my sunshine away. Do not put that on the internet.
So here's our seat covers. Jen's auntie is doing our seat covers. She went down there. Jen went to her auntie's a couple of months back, I think it was last month, and started doing some work on them. A couple of the cushions from this side are still in her auntie's, so she's just slowly working along them, doing the cushions for us, which is saving us a lot of money. The quotes we were getting for our cushions were, I think they were 2,400. That was somebody just to make new covers, which is, for me, far too expensive. But lucky enough, Jen's auntie said she can do them. What a legend. Thank you very much.